please. Good. Hi. Hi, come on in.
I'm such a pretty girl.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Yes,
There you go.
hi, Zoey. Hi, Zoey. Zoey, girl. I see you, little girl. I see baby. Little baby.
I am really hoping that your guests are not as bad. But we really have to be that bad. We're gonna be the worst! Whee!
Where's the little girl?
Now this only gonna work if you do it with each other. If one of you come home and another one is Natalie, go out and come back again really happy to see her. That's kind of what you need to practice when one of you come home and another one is home. If you can stop it all for yourself, then you absolutely will be able to stop it for guests. We all look like that. That's the funniest part. All right. Okay. Sometimes the very slow is confusing, especially when we come up with the automatic down. So the animal gets confused. Sometimes she thinks you're slowing down, but yours keep going. So that's an effect on that and reflection on that. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me here. So that's not her choice to come in. She needs to wait until you're okay with her. Obviously this harness is not her harness. That's our general harness that we put on the dogs. So that leash goes up front. So in the beginning it's going to help you. Later on it doesn't matter. Good job. And it's all attached to it. Now the reason why we choose this particular one, because they don't get tied up. Okay, and they also can stand up, can sit up, can turn around, can change their position, can do whatever the heck they want, but they really cannot escape from here. So you can do whatever you need to. Now with time I would just practice down, and I would just work on the down in the car generally, but because she can't go anywhere and she's not going to really have too much freedom, that's how she's going to end up anyway. And you need to be concentrating on the driving. You don't need to be worried about her. But in the beginning, that setup with the leash will help you with whatever it is you need if there's any kind of things that you encounter. All right, Carrie, go ahead. And same rules are for going out of the car, so she cannot. Well, I mean, she cannot jump out of the car until you release her. So Carrie's gonna unhook her. There you go. And again.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, let's go.
There you go. Awesome. Woohoo!
Okay, you. Good. That's where you want me. Good.
What do you mean?
I guess you can see me. Good.
Yeah, just keep going back and forth. Right, just straight up there. That's great. Up to the end of the shade. That's wonderful. We just dipped her in the water too, so hot.
Play. Stop. Play. Okay. Good. Stop. Play. Come. Okay. Good girl. Play.
That's a fly. It wasn't a bee or anything. It was a fly. She's coming. Yep. But I think it's better than yesterday, though. Yesterday was some kind of more humidity, I believe. She's just watching if you go into the shade or not, and if she should join you or not. See? You in the shade. There you go. She's like, she's in the shade. I'll join her. it's not, you gotta call me because not on my own I'm gonna do that. Such a.
No, please.
There you go. And then here you have to come back all the way.
Okay.
And here we go. Dee 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 dee. Overworked, overappreciated. She's like, where are you going, lady?
I know. Thanks for waiting for me.
So the only thing I wouldn't do is if you saw the nudge right before that, I wouldn't take the muzzle off when she did because of that nudge. Other than that, it's all great. And I can only imagine the noise on the phone because it's very windy here. So I hope you can bear through it or turn the phone off as far as the noise. Sorry for that. Yeah, I wouldn't go further than that if you can help it. Because you're becoming two little bugs.
Water.
I'm sure there's some gators there, so not too close to the water. She's like, I know what that means. I know what that means. I don't have to do anything anymore. Woo-hoo!
Okay. No, down.
Good girl.
Okay. Nope. Down.
Good.
Okay. Down.
Good girl.
Okay. Nope. Down. Good. And down. Good girl. Okay. No, down. Good. Okay. No, down. Good. Okay. We're just gonna walk here because it's hot here. Let me get her back to the shade. Hi. Come on, girl. So when you do a lot of comes, sometimes they like to hang out with you. I know we're not working on that, but see how she she goes away, she just checks in to see if we're there. That's good. It's not a bad thing. Nope. Down. Excellent girl. Excellent girl. Good. Okay.
Sorry. I had to stay in the middle of the road. Don't you know me? Huh? Oh, cool. Oh my goodness, there's more cuties.
Down.
Come on, everybody's looking at you. So cute, man. Oh.
You must like that dog, 'cause every other dog that's been that close, it's been like at the
Door. Oh.
yeah, like you must like your dog.
Hey, can you help her real quick?
Beautiful. So cute, those two. So cute.
Yeah, that's the first dog I've seen that not
Queso.
Queso. Oh, that's the older one?
Yeah, the one on the bottom.
And that's Mariah and okay.
And Jack.
Ah, Mariah and Jackson. Got it. These are the best kitties. Oh, I just got on top of her. Sorry. That was me. That was so me. All right, I'm gonna open up for you guys. 1 second. Please note, we don't micromanage that. We're not telling her stay. We're not telling her anything, because what it is important is the fact that if I see the open door and I see my boundary, which is in this case a step down, door boundary, sometimes we use it, sometimes a step down, just depends what it is that you have. It's got to be a physical barrier. So for her, I want her to find open door and not shoot out. And if I would micromanage that, like everybody else in the world does, sit and stay and all this, the second the door will be just not closed, shut, the dog will just run out of it. So I want to practice this every time, that it doesn't matter what this door does, the dog does not leave the house unless you tell her. So those boundaries are just the safety boundaries. And it also creates a very good, like the safety and the boundary. I'm sorry, I was going somewhere and I forgot. And I think there is a wind, and I think there is a storm coming. So that's wind that just came in from nowhere. That's what she backed off on. Wow. Yep. Yeah, it is. And you see how she's not addressing the dog? She shouldn't be addressing. She shouldn't be happy to see you or anything else. It have nothing to do with you leaving or going. It's have everything to do with not crossing the boundary. Something flew into Carrie. It was big and it was huge and it was very scary bug.
My first reaction is
Run!
yep. Good. Good. Place.
And that's another scenario to practice, because that's how you're gonna get all your deliveries, whatever that is. So you gotta practice all that. It's another practice round for you. And again, all that is to show her that she is not the one who makes a decision on who she's inviting in. You are the one who makes those decisions, who is coming in, who is not. Because she's very much being stressed out by anybody who comes in. or passes by or delivers you something or whatever. I mean, we have seen it all firsthand here. Now this is a very important step. She left, she didn't release her. And the reason for that is because you want to separate events in time. You don't want a dog to think once you close the door, she's done with the behavior. She's not. She's done when Carrie says she is.
Okay.
Yes, now I did. I actually right away understood.
My heart on my foot.
Oh, for God's sake, would you just relax? I was like, that's who she's talking about. Got it.
All right.
Oh, by the way, we are done with chickens. Once these chickens are out, we are done with them because we got lost like 2 or 3, and he's just like, are we gonna replace them? Like, no. We don't even eat eggs. It's like we got chickens and we don't even eat eggs as much. You know what I mean? So like, I can buy 3 eggs when I need it. I mean, it's cool to have, but it's just like, I didn't think they're gonna live that long. I mean, it's great, but I'm just saying. But I'll be done with chickens once.
Yeah.
It'll take forever anyway, because some of them are younger there. Some of them are actually 6 years younger than my first one.
Oh. Haven't cared for sale. Anything sale.
Well, she's at least interested in them.
1, 2, other 4, 5, 1.
You don't want one for $8?
Other 5.
I still have the last one that I was supposed to be watching. So no, I don't want anything. Still waiting for that somebody to come and pick him up. All right. Traffic jam. I don't think you guys go on there. Traffic jam. Okay. All right, boys and girls. There's a whole bunch of dog food, right? That's good. Walk back and forth next to that dog food, please. Yes, I know. It's and keep walking. It wasn't here when we walked in, so that's all new. So you gotta work it out all the time. All right, and put her actually on the down in the midst of it, and she can't have it.
No, down. Down. No. Down.
Yep,
There you go.
that's great. And reposition her again, put her on the down.
Okay. Down.
Much better. Okay, there you go. Deserve a treat. Awesome. Awesome, Zoe. Okay, we're all done now.
Okay.
But that was like really not fair. But we still have to work out, and we can't let them eat food on the ground. And normally we find a way to like hide somewhere where you can still see the dog, but the dog can't really see you. And what we want to stay, the stay to be associated with is the fact that if you put me on the stay, that's basically a promise that you're going to come back to me. It's a promise that I only have to run around and look for you. Now, in advanced classes, you're going to do downstay and then come, but that's when the dog is already very comfortable staying without any kind of worried of where you're going. So that's the first big mistake that people do when they do just the puppy training or whatever, especially with the dogs who are have any kind of anxiety of staying by itself, because what you're really explaining is you're going to put me on the down and you're going to take off and then I have to go find you. So that's why there's a lot of frustration on the dog park and part, and they don't really stay put because just put yourself, if you have to separate and just wait for your spouse, for example, and then in the mall, and then they just go somewhere and you can't find them. So then they call and say, hey, come get me. Well, where the hell are you? We don't know. So it creates anxieties. But if you know that they're going to come back to you, you're going to be very comfortably staying there no matter what, and no matter how long it takes, because the next thing that's happened, you're going to come back to them and release them, and you guys are going to be together again. So that's a big mistake of doing like the show version of any kind of obedience, like, oh, down, stay, and come. So although we do that in advance, that's kind of dangerous to do it in the beginning. And with puppies, I never recommend doing it. As of right now, this considered to be without distractions. So this, even though there's yard, there's a whole bunch of lizards, there's a whole bunch of birds, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, there's Natalie walking around, there's neighbors, their dogs, whatever. But because it's a backyard, it's still considered no distractions. So no distractions stay. She can really stay up to 45 minutes. We have practiced. If there is a distraction, normally we do about 5-10 minutes. We'll let her rest maybe half a minute, and then we'll put her back. And the rest means that she can just, kind of relax and then come back to stay again. So that is a very good exercise for her, because it's just makes everything much more simple if there's something going on. But we practice a lot of stays, and again, this considered no distraction stay, even though some lizards that come up right straight to her, and the birds are flying around, and whatever that is. But we worked all of that out, So that's why we say that is without distraction. That's why we put them so far away, so at least we work them that way. I'm being eaten by all kinds of little tiny bugs too. It's not that I want to invite the bigger ones. No, I do not. But Natalie has never been bit by the horsefly, so I'm waiting for that one. First time I got bitten in the section 1. Oh, because I was nice enough to shoosh him off the taper. And then they came back and bit me. Next time, like, go to taper. Don't go to me. Stay with the taper, please. Alright, obviously for video purposes we're doing 5 minutes on the dot, because you really don't want us to sit here through 45 minutes. I mean, for you to sit through this video. Alright, go ahead, Gary. Now, while you watching this, the reason why we had to take her to the park to do these is because she really thinks that parks or anything public places are just her playground, meaning that she doesn't have to listen at all if she is there. So that's why we've been taking her out and doing some of the videos here, because she just, oh, park, freedom, I don't have to listen at all. Oh, there's a whole bunch of people, so let me just get their attention. And that's about it. So there is no work in any kind of, thought process going there, except, oh, I'm outside of my normal life. I can just do whatever the heck I want. So that's why we're doing them here, and we've done it pretty much anywhere else. It's just I went with Carrie today to videotape it, but she's been going all over the place. And that happens to the dog if you train her during the training sessions. The only time that you train the dog is your training sessions. That's what you get. The dog who is only responding when it's somewhat training session. It's not going to respond anywhere where, oh, play, just play area. I wanted to stop, but she didn't listen to her right away. So I'm going to have to make her work a little longer. And that's the whole point, is to finish on a great note. And she cannot make a decision when she's finishing her. Because a lot of times when people think that they're tired or whatever and dog starts screwing up, you finish in a session and that tells the dog that all I have to do is start screwing up royally for her to leave me alone. Very good. Gary, we're done.
Go in.
This is an unusual spot for the crate. Unusual crate period with her as far as training goes, but so does every vet's office's crate, or if you take her someplace where you have to crate her during any periods of time. So that's why we do this weird crate. And she's like, why the heck am I in there? Well, doesn't really matter why, because we had to put her in, and again, sometimes you have to put her in, so gotta have to do it properly. We're just waiting to open the door when she comes down, which is she's already down, but she's still standing because again, it makes no sense to her. Every time we open that crate, we just don't want accidentally to reinforce her ability to open one. So cute. These little rabbit ears, or whatever it is, ears. It's not the rabbit. I don't know what was her ears, but when she's looking like this, it's adorable. Go ahead. So even like the dog was sitting, so right, you still don't want to come up right away, even though it's a sign of relaxation. You still don't want to come in, because then she's going to think, well, if I'm just sit and I sit and I sit, they will release me. That's why we waited a little bit. So nothing that she does should make sense for her why you open the crate. And it's especially important if you don't use crate too much. That's easy to create problems with it. Like, she doesn't really need crate too much, but again, she goes to the vet, she goes in a crate. And that's a proper crate manners that we give to everybody who goes through here. Excellent.
Okay. Good girl. Zoey?
No? Okay. No? Okay. No?
And see, the longer she tries, the more often she tries, the longer she has to wait.
Okay. 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 No. Okay. Okay. No. No.
Okay, take your hand away because it's keep happening
No.
that she's keep nudging you.
Okay.
So that can't happen. So you gotta restart it.
No. Okay. No. Okay. No. Okay.
And longer.
Okay. No.
Okay, that's it.
Down.
So the impulse control, that's what this exercise is, with toys, needs to be done with pretty much everything that she likes, to include the food, toys, her favorite things, if it's a bed, or whatever it is that she likes. The reason why we gotta absolutely concentrate on this, because you don't defend something you don't own. In her mind, when she just came here, she immediately established that these are the toys she likes, this is the bed she likes, and this is what hers now. And we are explaining to her that everything is ours, it's not hers, and it's not hers to defend. And I think that's the biggest thing that your dog is having is the dog is having possessions of stuff. Now, it does not go, to you, even though I can see how she is with people. So always remember that the house that she lives in is yours. The food that you buy for her is yours. The toys are yours. There is nothing that she owns. You don't defend something you don't own. And that's the big thing that she has to know. She developed possessions in the first 2-3 days, literally. I mean, she picked out what she wants, and that was hers. And then I explained, no, I am sharing this with you, just like you are sharing your house with her. You are sharing your toys and food with her. So all of that is a shared thing. All right, Carrie.
Down. Good.
And that's really, 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 really not fair from the female, older female taking crap like this from a younger female, smaller female, however, more confident female. But it's really not fair. But she needs to listen to you. That's the whole point. Fair and no fair.
Around. Around. Good girl, Zoey. No, around.
Somebody needs a dog trainer.
Good. Good girl, Zoey. Good girl, Zoey. Around. Around. Good. Good. One more. Good. Down. Good. Good. Here.
You forgot something. Bowl. Poor Umka. Because Zoe don't like to watch other people playing ball.
Good girl, Zoey.
Well, she's okay with you playing ball. That's not that. It's when she's playing ball, usually that's what that is.
No. Down.
Both of them went down. Okay, and take the Zoe's muzzle off and continue play the ball. Nope.
No, Zoey. Down.
You can tell her to brain. She knows how to brain it. Nope.
No, Zoey.
Put her all the way back. Excellent.
Good girl, Zoey.
She will bring it to you, but whatever. And when dog has been trained off leash without any kind of consequences, because you can't catch them, and you only base all this on motivation, you create a really bad reliability. And then even if you have accountability on the dog, it's going to take you time to get that all straight. That's why she constantly pushes the envelope. She will be pushing because that's the only thing that she knows how to do, and because it's never been consequences before. So it's much better go consequences and then win the equipment off, if that's what you want. I mean, some people don't win equipment, some people win equipment. It's kind of like your seat belt. But that's a better way to do it, and much more accountability on the puppy versus do it the other way around. And now you'll see what we're talking about. She's constantly pushing it. She's constantly like, I'm that far, can you reach me? Or I'm behind this, can you reach me? And that's constantly like that. Just because she's gonna have to, because she's never been accountable for anything. I don't know what they're doing over there. But okay, well, that was fun. So send Umka,
Zoey.
not Zoe.
Sorry. Umka. Chair.
I don't think Zoe knows how to get a chair. All right, and we're all done. Now, just release the dog. She's got a hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm getting bitten by. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry for shaky camera. I'm getting bitten by something.
Light?
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so we're gonna let her do the personal time. There you go. I'm gonna get this sun.
Trying to get in shape. Come.
Oopsie. She's going for the shade.
Yeah.
She's again going for the shade. No, come.
No, come.
So although it's understandable, okay, it still needs to be worked out that she needs to come up even if she doesn't want to as far as the shade goes. So nobody is making her stay on the sun the whole time. So that's completely understandable, but you have to work it out. So it's not excusable for her not to come to you because she doesn't like certain things. So you saw Carrie working through that.
Come.
And you see she constantly grabs her collar and holds her before she gives her a treat, because the whole point of calm is being able to catch your dog. But if you only grabbing your dog when you have to grab her, that's the only time you get that. So obviously she can drink, there's no problems. And then Carrie didn't call her, but once you start working on a lot of calms off leash, you'll get her pretty much going with you. And I'm sure she was, but it's a little different now. And Carrie cannot really call her because she's watching her every move and anticipates her calling her. I mean, we gotta do this for the video, but normally we wouldn't ask constantly. But it's a good exercise to do when you walk with her and whatever. Before you're going to take her off leash, you will have to work the kinks out. Carrie will explain all of that to you, because equipment is not something that you used before, so you'll have to trust equipment, trust yourself, and work it out in the group classes before you're actually going to be very confident. So we're going to work on all that. But she's been fantastic though. We got through lizards, through birds, through everything pretty much.
Come.
The dogs, we got it all. And at this stage, sitting, I know people put a lot of things in a sitting right before, come, meaning that come and sit, okay? Why sometimes we are slacking on it? Because I really don't care if she sits or not. It's just a more stable behavior. But I want her to come. Now, what happens when the dog, you call her, and she immediately turns around and comes to you, but then she gets there, and because she didn't sit, you are going to ignore her, or don't give her a treat, or don't praise. So next time she's like, why should I? So come is a behavior that consists of turning. Most important for me is when you hear this word, stop whatever you're doing, turn around, and get to me. Now, all the sitting, all the stuff afterwards, or whatever that is, however pretty you want it to make, that's up to you, but that's required just practice. That's all it is. Now, that corner that she has been chasing, there's the chickens on the other side. So she's been very interested in that corner. That's why we keep working these things out. But how pretty the behavior is, you are working by just doing the leg work as much as you need. So you want it pretty, you'll get it pretty. But not to reinforce come for the occasionally not sitting, I think you would be making a big mistake.
Good girl. That's a good girl.
And she was waiting for her to sit. She was, what I would just say, if you start having the problems with it, you just do a 2 or 3 treats for proper cum, like just to do the shaping process with proper cum, meaning that I sit in front of you, you get 3 treats, for example, and if there's a car, and go ahead. She got excited about the car.
Good girl.
Okay, stop her from water this time.
Come. Good.
Just to show it to you. That's all it is. That's all I did it for. She's going to be doing it right afterwards. All right, I didn't realize we're going into 10 minutes, so.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I know we did a couple circles.
All right,
Okay, good.
we're done. She can go drink again. Woohoo! Yes, you can go drinky poo. You can go drinky poo. Yay! That needs to be practiced with pretty much everything that she likes, and especially if she is allowed in the kitchen while you're cooking or whatever, and constantly work on dropping stuff so she is not the one cleaning it up, because that just creates bad habits of everything is mine, and if it falls, it's mine. It's not. Everything is yours unless you allowed her to share it. I'm sorry. Unless you're sharing it with her. That's a big just watching what she's doing and I'm not paying attention to my train of thought. I don't even know what I was saying. Sorry.
Stuff dropping on the floor and everything that hurts.
Yeah, well, that's. I think I already said that.
Right after that.
That was a good decision. That was a very good decision, Zoe.
Good girl.
No.
Nope.
Stop her. There you go. Because you don't, she thinks she can
No.
find something. and that needs to be stopped. Again, just because you're done, that doesn't mean that she can go and start searching and doing everything for it. Nope.
No.
There you go. So see, that creates bad habits as well. Because that creates as well, whatever she missed, I'm going to go find it and it's mine. Your biggest problems are come from a point that that's hers. That's her decision. That's all hers. And it's not. But she thinks it's hers. So those are exercises that help your dog understand that unless you're sharing resources with her, she ain't own them. And that's easier then. And you need to work on the possession. Yeah, I love those parts. I love that part.
Like a line.
I love that part. I love her button. I love her those colors. Absolutely. Beautiful.
Yep. Yeah. Is there anything else? Let me know. All right. Thanks, man.
You're going to have to go there, back again. There was just too many people coming at us. Aren't we lucky we got an adoption event?
Are you going to be home tomorrow? Because maybe what I'm going to do, let me call you back first. Who do you play tomorrow? Okay.
The training already finished. Retractable leash, really? Okay. Alright. Very hoping this is not. Oh. It's a scary place sometimes. They're puppies playing with stuff. Puppies. They're puppies. They're puppies. We didn't do anything with the cat. Whoopsie. We forgot the kitties. I know we have kitties here, but there's also kitties there. I know, that was just me. And everybody is trying to get your attention from here. Yeah. And then I want to go buy those puppies again, if you don't mind. Do you even see this cat? Do you even care? The cat is played. The cat is having a whole bunch of fun. Alright, she doesn't care, so. Oh, the cat?
Yeah.
Cat saw Zoey?
Come
There you go. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Come on, Zoey. Whatever. Hey, let's go by. She is not watching the cat. Let's go by the puppies again, please. Thank you. Oops. Well, we're gonna go on the other side. Yeah. And we're gonna go around because yes, we have everybody just loosely everywhere. I mean, come on, 25-foot leash is a leash, right? Puppy. Okay, she was very good with the puppy. There's another puppy. Very good with another puppy. Very nice. All right, out we go. Practicing this sometimes is very beneficial because first of all you're out of everybody's way, but you still get to see a lot of dogs and people and everything coming out, and practice your down stay without really worried about it. There is a lot of dogs there in the store that I don't know, makes me very nervous, especially since I'm not with my own dog. I got responsibility of your dog and they don't care. They have no respect for anybody's space or anything. So this is our favorite spot. That way I don't have to get in confrontation. And sometimes nobody's coming out. And sometimes you don't have a dog. Yep. Yeah, and they're all running and asking, can they help us? Well, it's a busy day for them. I mean, that's the adoption thing.
Yeah. Saturdays, yeah, in general.
And it just amazes to me how they always have puppies. It's just a nature's wonders for me. They just had opened up a one, actually had to go in front of the Congress because she was literally breeding in the rescue.
Really?
Yes, and and she's admitting that right in front of the Congress and everything. I believe it was Massachusetts. I mean, it's a normal practice for so many people, just don't realize this. Because so many pregnant females to get in your possession is not that possible for one rescue.
I don't know if it's because if there's a lot of rain in New Orleans though too. Some guy was telling me Wednesday that he's got some dogs already coming in from New Orleans going up flooding. He's got some boxers over there. So I don't know if they're already lost their owners or people are just coming this way and then just leaving their dogs.
Listen, there's a lot of problems with all that, and it's a lot of things, but once it becomes a business and it's
Unless they're
custom.
Right.
Right, I got you, yeah. Kristen and I just had that conversation, and she's like, well, you know, you're pro that, and I'm pro that. And I said, well, needs both of us, but, you know.
Good. Good girl. Good.
There's a one big nail I see from here. I think it's a second or third. There you go, that one. Can you cut that, please? Yeah, that's. You missed one? Wow. She missed one. Good job. Now, so the problem that I have was that last treat. You treated the nail that she actually pulled away from. So the only treat when there is nothing, no reaction, okay? Because I have seen the reaction, so you're pretty much reinforcing the reaction. That's what I would reinforce, absolutely. And we have done the back feet yesterday, so today we're just gonna pretend we're doing them, but there's nothing there to cut. So we're not gonna cut them. And when you cut the nails, if you can help it, I would just probably do a 1 foot at a time in the beginning, or 2 feet at a time, whatever that is, but I wouldn't be doing the whole, all the feet. So she's just gonna pretend there because there's really nothing there to do. And reinforce now. This has been a while, even though you're not doing it. Okay. Last foot. And reinforce. Awesome. And all done. All done. Good. You forgot. There you go. Here's a nice check. Not that she has a problem with it, but it still should be a part of the routine, because if you already have an ear infection, it's too late to desensitize them to all that. So that should be a part of it.
Good.
Excellent. Nice. Great.
Good.
There you go. Now you're all done. Woohoo!
Good girl.
Woohoo! You're all done. You're all done.